Hey, welcome into Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. It's the show that highlights Giles, Maury, and Lawrence counties, all from the pages of your local newspaper. That's right. Your local newspapers are Pulaski Citizen, Lawrence County Advocate, Main Street Maury. I'm the publisher, Scott Stewart. We'd love to get you a copy of your local newspaper in your mailbox or on your computer screen each and every week, and you can do that with a subscription. So here's why you can do that. You can call 931-363-3544, 931-762-1726, or 615-452-4940. Any of those numbers can get you in contact with the people that can get you lined up for a subscription to any of our newspapers, including any of our other Main Street newspapers. Or you can visit PulaskiCitizen.com, MainStreetMurray.com, LawrenceCountyAdvocate.net. Once again, any of those websites will take you where you need to go to get a subscription to your local newspaper. Now, let's get our weekly wrap started this week. The Pulaski Citizen Wrap starts this week with our Citizen Spotlight, Chad Hall, coach of the Richland Lady Raiders, who graces our spot of honor right there at the top center of the front page. Also on page 1, we've got the results from last week's county commission meeting, including their decision to move forward with phase 1 of the courthouse renovations. There's also the photo of the Pulaski splash pad lit up all blue in honor of Disability Advocacy Day in Tennessee. The Pulaski Board of Mayor and Aldermen found out that the construction at TCAT is ahead of schedule. Finally, on the front page, do you have your real ID yet? Do you have your star on your ID? It's going to be required after May the 7th. We've got the information you need to find out what it is and how to get it. Inside, Linville's Farmers Market opens soon, and there's more from the recent Linville Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting. Trey Donovan shares his thoughts on the importance of cooking and table fellowship. The Chanticleer this week is a blast from the past. There's a free family expo set for Saturday at the Pulaski First United Methodist Church. Margaret Campbell says spring is asparagus time. And she's got, as usual, she's got a recipe for us to prove it. Coco is our GCHA Pet Corner Pet of the Week. Elkton has named their 8th grade superlatives, and we've got the photos. Also, Southside recognizes their February Student of the Month. And don't forget that kindergarten registration for Giles County schools is next Wednesday, April the 2nd. That schedule is inside this week's paper, okay? Also, part 1 of Giles County's pre-K registration starts April the 8th and closes April the 23rd. That schedule is also in this week's newspaper. Make sure you pick up a copy so that you'll know everything that's going on. And as always, Pulaski Citizen has obituary notices, court docket, property transfers, government public notices, backward glances, fun and games, church directory, community briefs, Tennessee Valley weather forecast, and the church briefs. And we've got all that, and spring sports is underway, so let's go talk to Wade and find out all about that.
What's up, folks? Wade Neely here, sports editor at the Pulaski Citizen. Time now for a look at what's in print and what's online for the March 26th, 2025 edition of the Pulaski Citizen Sports page. Busy week on campus for the UT Southern cheerleading squad as the Firehawks are returning to the NAIA National Tournament for a 3rd straight season. Led by head coach Key Matthews in his 5th season, the Firehawks continue to be one of the top teams, one of the top squads in the entire NAIA, and they have a return to Ypsilanti, beg pardon. I get my Michigan cities confused, folks, but they returned to Ypsilanti this weekend for the national tournament. Didn't go to their advantage last year, and Key Matthews kind of broke down what they have done to get better and try and remedy some of their mistakes that they made. Also in that same story, we feature several of the UT Southern cheerleaders and kind of that local connection that really makes this program kind of stand out compared to some of the others on campus, featuring athletes from Columbia Central, Cornersville, Giles County, Richland, all the way up to Murfreesboro, but not many outside of Middle Tennessee. And that local flavor at a high level is what's got UT Southern rolling. And again, they head into nationals this weekend, March 28th and 29th up in Ypsilanti. We also have a link in that same article. You can find out how to watch the Firehawks and their routine. They finished runner-up in the Southern States Athletic Conference Championship, but by less than a point, and are hoping for a very strong showing this weekend in Michigan. On the other side, we have a update on a former Giles County Bobcat as Ben Peoples earned an MLB camp invite earlier this year, spending time in a couple of new places. He spent time at the MLB level in spring training for the first time, and he also spent the majority of that camp in the bullpen for the first time. After being a starter in his first 5 seasons, Peoples moved to the bullpen, had some impressive innings over the course of spring training, and got that non-roster invite to be a part of the Rays camp. Again, his first ever appearance at full-blown Rays camp. So caught up with Ben, caught up with some quotes from Rays manager Kevin Cash, and talked about Ben and his role. Who knows where he'll end up? Might be back in AA at Montgomery this season, could be in AAA Durham, but Ben impressed during his time at the spring training this season for the Rays. As always, words from our good friend Larry Woody, and not in sports this week, but if you take a peek, you already heard from Scott Stewart, kind of teasing it in the earlier portion of this show, but Richland Raiders head coach Chad Hall is our Citizen Spotlight. Had an awesome time kind of going behind the scenes. Sorry, Coach. But we got some great insight into what makes Chad Hall not just a great basketball coach, but a great father, a great spouse, and a great human being. So be sure and check that out, as Chad is our Citizen of the Week. Not in sports, but you can find it in the Pulaski Citizen just the same. As always, if you missed any of these stories, you can check them out online at PulaskiCitizen.com. And that's a wrap for this week's edition of the Pulaski Citizen Sports page. We'll catch you next time. Wade Neely signing out.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
He shoots, and he scores!
Smashville, our opponents welcomed with some good old-fashioned Southern hospitality. We'll give you a hand, cheer you on.
You suck! It's all your fault!
Hey, we'll even leave a light on.
So, you want to be a part of the Busy Bee team, huh? Well, how do you see yourself fitting into the organization? Oh, I get it. You want to be a weather bee.
Here's Lawrence County Advocate wrap for this week. And man, there's been a lot going on in Lawrence County over the last few weeks, including championship basketball and a perfect season for the Loretto Mustangs. That's right, the Mustangs are state champs and finished the season unbeaten at 35-0. Congratulations to Coach Greg Tips, his team, and their fans. We got a photo right there at the top A1 celebrating with everybody. So, and we also have all the stories from their state tournament run right there in the B section. So make sure you pick up this week's copy for sure. Also on the front page, Lawrence County EMS delivered a baby during emergency transport. Rescue agencies banded together during the recent weather events, and a Lawrenceburg woman had to be rescued when her family's pit bull attacked her. Inside Swanky Southern Nights is an event that is scheduled at Crockett Theater. The Lawrence County Community Clubs named their 2024 Citizen of the Year. Century Farm nominations are being sought. The Loretto Linus Taste Fair returns. The Etheridge City Commission discussed drainage issues and more. And the Lawrence County Sheriff and EMS share some stats for us from February. Also, a Summertown student wins his second straight local civics bee, along with another Summertown student who won a welding competition. We've got Henry's Corner discussing a cheap tattoo, and Neil Beard writes about the Tuskegee Airmen in his travel column. The Downtown Color Run in Lawrenceburg is set for April 5th. New Prospect Elementary celebrates Skills USA champions, and we have a photo of the Lawrence County High School senior superlatives. As always, Lawrence County Advocate has obituaries, community announcements, government notices, auctions and estate sales, the forecast from the Tennessee Valley weather. We're back to 2 pages of puzzles, remember that, and comics, and we have the local church directory. In sports, well, the Pursuit of Perfection, as I said, finished with the state championship Saturday, and we've got the photos and articles to tell you the story about Loretto's run through Murfreesboro last week. The Mustang got wins over Liberty Creek, Tyner Academy, and two-time defending state champion Alcoa in overtime to achieve their goals. So there was no lack of drama in Loretto's run to the state championship and perfection. Congratulations, guys. That is a great season for sure, to say the least. There's been a lot of other sports that have gotten started up over the last couple of weeks, so we've got a lot of catching up to do. Hang with us as we pick up spring sports starting next week. And hey, I've already been scheduling. Everything's ready to go. I'm going out to take pictures, and I've got all of our writers out there. They're doing their job, getting us information. It's just now we've got the time and the effort that we put out the effort to get those spring sports in. So thank you for your patience as we followed this great run for our basketball teams. We did get our friend Larry Woody's column in this week where he writes about the price of ammo. And again, don't forget that voting is underway for the 2025 Main Street Awards in Lawrence County. You can see the ad. It's a full-page ad in this week's paper, or you can visit lawrencecountyadvocate.net for more information on how to vote. Well, that's it for the Lawrence County Advocate this week. We'll be right back after this.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
Only in Smashville are opponents welcomed with some good old-fashioned Southern hospitality. We'll give you a hand, cheer you on.
You suck! It's all your fault!
Hey, we'll even leave a light on.
So, you want to be a part of the Busy Bee team, huh? Well, how do you see yourself fitting into the organization? Oh, I get it. You want to be a weather bee.
Hello, I'm Main Street Maury reporter Andrew Pearson, and this is the wrap for the week of March 26th. The County Commission debated intently over important appointees last week. County Attorney Daniel Murphy got to keep his seat by a 2-vote margin against District 9 Commissioner Jerry Bridenbaugh. 2024 School Board candidate Ron Plageman got to replace elected board member Frank Bellamy, and Carla Walker was named to the Library Board. The Commission also voted to improve the new Judicial Center and Old Courthouse, support TDOT's widening of Bear Creek Pike, and approve a new schedule of fees for development permits, among other business. The Commission also recognized the achievement of Columbia Central High's competition cheerleading team, who won first place at the National Cheerleading Championships last month. The team practiced 7 days a week during the school year and went full out on their routine several times in a single session. Their work ethic put them far ahead of their competition, even with the nerves that come with cheer tournaments, and their coaches, city, and county couldn't be more proud. TDEC held a public hearing on the Duck River at Henry Horton State Park last week, where Water Resources Director April Grippo explained the agency's permitting policy to the public and heard their comments. TDEC is acting on the governor's new executive order, which authorizes them to think outside the box for water supply and river protections in the next several years, and the pressure to save water and the Duck River at large trickles down to their municipal clients too. Public commenters were unanimously concerned that TDEC do everything in its power to preserve the Duck River for many generations to come. The Columbia Driver Services Center is adding new office hours on Saturdays for people who want to get a real ID there but can't get out of normal work hours to do so. And Auden Slaughter, a senior at Santa Fe High School, was named Mr. Basketball in Class 1A of the TSSAA. He is the first Maury County athlete to earn the title. On our other pages, Maury Alliance is holding its annual scavenger hunt for Maury the Mule again this year, and the Jones sisters of Mount Pleasant, Zarina and Diana, are praised by contributor George Cannon for their athletic and scholastic achievements. That's the news this week. You can find a lot more info on each of these very interesting articles in the print and digital editions. I ought to know. I wrote the 3 longest ones. Thanks for tuning in, and here's Maurice Patton with sports reporting for the week.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Maury. Our print edition this week, the March 26th print edition, has a lot of Santa Fe basketball coverage in it, and with good reason. The Wildcats making their second Class 1A state tournament appearance in as many years, and we're all over it, basically, as well we should be. Unfortunately, things didn't go as well in Murfreesboro as the Wildcats would have liked, dropping their state quarterfinal matchup to eventual state champion Chattanooga Prep. The Sentinels ending Santa Fe's season for the second straight year after defeating Santa Fe in the semifinals back in 2024 on their way to a state championship. But it wasn't all bad in Murfreesboro, because the day before the Wildcats dropped that state quarterfinal matchup on Wednesday over at MTSU's Murphy Center, just a few steps away at the Tucker Theater on the campus of MTSU. On Tuesday evening, Alton Slaughter was recognized as Class 1A Mr. Basketball, the first such honor for a Maury County basketball player. So congratulations to the super senior out at Santa Fe, who finished his career as the number 3 all-time scorer in Tennessee boys basketball history with the 3,589 points. Heck of a career for Alton. Things came to an end for Santa Fe with that quarterfinal loss. Things also came to an end with that loss for Brad Slaughter, who announced his resignation after 7 seasons as boys basketball coach at his alma mater. We've got coverage of that, as well as the Mid-State Classic that was played last Tuesday out at Ridley Park. Tennessee with a run rule win over Eastern Kentucky in the nightcap of that 3-game affair that began with a matchup between Columbia Central and Spring Hill. Big win for Columbia Central in the early game. The second game, Calhoun Community College out of Alabama came up and defeated Columbia State before Tennessee and Eastern Kentucky got together. And again, the Lady Vols continued their dominance in that event. 7 Mid-State Classics, 7 wins for UT. Coverage of all of that. We've also got coverage of Independence's Class 4A state quarterfinal appearance over in Murfreesboro. Tough night for the defending Class 4A state champions as they fell 40-36 to Whitehaven. Again, coverage of that as well. Columbia State goes out to Hutchinson, Kansas for the NJCAA National Tournament this past weekend. We've got coverage of their short stay out there, as well as the Chargers wrapped up a 27-5 season with a 58-55 loss to Triton out of Illinois on Saturday. Got some high school baseball coverage as Battle Creek, the first-year Grizzlies, continue to impress early on. Got some flag football updates for Summit Independence and the other Williamson County programs. Columbia Central had a couple of young ladies sign women's soccer scholarships with Pellissippi State. We've got some coverage of that. We've also got the final scoring and 3-point leaders for our area high schools, boys and girls programs. So you can find all of that in print in this week's Main Street Maury, so be sure and check that out. Online this week, more spring sports coverage. Had a big game a couple of nights ago between Culleoka and Santa Fe, as both of them were getting District 10 1A softball going. Heck of a ball game, actually. Coverage of that online at Main Street Maury. We will continue to have coverage of our spring sports on the website and in next week's print edition, so be sure and check all of that out. I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Maury. We'll see y'all next week.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Happy Wednesday, I'm Kelly Rawson in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a check at your forecast. We are looking mostly sunny once again here in southern middle Tennessee. A few clouds for the morning, temperatures starting off in the 40s, but we will warm back up into the upper 60s for today. I think a few degrees warmer than what Futurecast is showing, but cooler than yesterday thanks to a northerly breeze about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So yes, slightly cooler than yesterday, but hey, still plenty of sunshine, and we are staying pleasant for the rest of today. Heading into this evening, we are looking mostly clear. Temperatures fall back into the 50s, then into the lower 40s overnight. Thursday, we'll start to see clouds increase. Rain holds off, though, I think, until your Friday, with just a stray shower chance sneaking into southern middle Tennessee, but temperatures nice. Not only today, but for the next few days. Even warmer for your Thursday, even warmer for your Friday. Heading into the weekend, though, unfortunately, rain does return to the forecast. A chance of showers by Saturday, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. Better storm chances, though, Sunday evening with a few strong to severe storms possible. We're still watching that threat. Temperatures before those storms roll in the upper 70s.
Hey, that's it for this week's Morning on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. Make sure to get your copy of your local newspaper online or through traditional newspaper so that you don't miss a minute of all the local coverage that we have for you. For more information on subscribing to any of our newspapers, there's really one place you can go and get it all. That's MainStreetMediaTN.com. MainStreetMediaTN.com. And again, thank you for trusting us as your source for local news, sports, information, and more. And good Lord willing, we're going to be right back here next week on Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
Only in Smashville are opponents welcomed with some good old-fashioned Southern hospitality. We'll give you a hand, cheer you on.
You suck! It's all your fault!
Hey, we'll even leave a light on.